My collection was purely inspired by an African woman, a powerful woman who's rising to become a president, a CEO, CFO, you name it. A woman that walks into a boardroom and just commands power. And by celebrating that, we started out with like beautiful hues of papaya and peach and just purely just sexiness. And coupled it with the power of the white blouse. Every woman needs a David Lale white blouse this season, and we collaborated with Vlisco, who is like super amazing. I mean, you look at the detailing on the Vlisco print, on the craftsmanship that went onto the fabric itself, meaning the beadwork and also the Swarovskis that we applied on the garments, has been like really bringing what South Africa is all about.
This collection started chiaroscuro, which is the contrast between light and dark. And it all started last year when I came to Johannesburg for a presentation for Samsung Africa. And I was one day watching the sunset from my hotel room, and I was just captured by the shades of colors when the sun is going down and the contrast between the shadows against the building. So this started got me thinking about, this could do for a very lovely collection. So that was the basis for creating this collection.
I guess it was purely simple because I was looking at purity, nature, hence my colors. Purity as in cream, soft, very light, and nature as in green. But instead, I've gone for a different shade of green. Instead of going all the other greens that have been explored and experimented by other designers, I figured why not mint? And mint, it's trending right now. So I thought, why not I be the first to actually do it?
My collection was actually inspired by the 1950s and the 1920s. The 1950s in terms of the silhouette, the full circular silhouette, and the 1920s in terms of the tassel, the bling, the beading, you know. So the two movies which I actually considered while creating this collection was The Great Gatsby and Hairspray.
I got inspiration from old Hollywood. I fused like your 60s look with like the recent modern woman Hollywood actress, obviously. And my color palette, I went for your burgundies and your dusty pinks, also with a little bit of baby pink as well.
Eliana, your collection was incredible. We're really amazed by your palette. What was the inspiration behind all of it?
Just Indian spices, literally the colors of Indian spices. I saw that burnt oranges, reds, yellows were this spring-summer trend.
The collection that I just showcased is simply a celebration of the 3-year milestone that I had since 2011. When I initially established the brand in 2011, it was for Xhosa initiates. And in 2012, I changed things up a bit and dedicated to my late mother. And in 2014, I launched a collection themed Buyelembo, which I showcased in March here at the AFI. This capsule collection was basically fusing all of that together and saying that thank you for the support. This is sort of a send-off as well for me because I'm moving to London as from tomorrow.
That collection was really inspired about the 60s, you know, and 60s and 70s, about the flower power and hippie and all this kind of vibe. And that was for the part of, you know, flower print. And in the architecture was more the 60s. And you know, the line was a bit inspired by Le Corbusier. And I shoot this collection in Ivory Coast in a place called Hôtel Ivoire. And it was made by an architecture, you know, like, and it really made like this hotel as the Corbusier, but with a really bright color and stuff. And I like, you know, just how cold and warm could match together in terms of graphically and color, and I always try to find a good balance.